For generations, owning land in America felt like the ultimate promise. A piece of the earth to call your own, a place to build something that lasts. But somewhere along the way, that dream started slipping out of reach. Today, a single acre in Silicon Valley commands $1.75 million. In Santa Monica, land goes for over $1 million per acre. Even modest suburban lots in most major metros now cost more than entire homes did a generation ago. The median monthly mortgage payment has climbed to $2,800, pricing out an entire generation of would-be buyers. But in 2025, a parallel universe of opportunity still exists. Across America's forgotten corners, from the high desert of West Texas to the Appalachian hollows of West Virginia, vacant land is selling for less than 1% of what it costs on the coasts. We're talking 10 acres for under $10,000. Buildable parcels with road access for less than a used car. In this countdown, we're revealing the top 10 cheapest places to buy vacant land in America right now. These aren't swamps. They're not toxic waste sites. They're legitimate parcels where you can build a home, start a homestead, or secure your piece of the American dream while it's still affordable. Stick around for number 1, because what's happening in these markets could reshape your entire approach to property ownership. This is Eco Insider. If you want real data on housing and land markets, no hype, just facts, hit subscribe and let's get into it. Number 10. Aroostook County, Maine. Aroostook County, Maine, the largest county east of the Mississippi River. Over 6,800 square miles of dense forests, pristine lakes, and some of the most dramatic seasonal changes anywhere in America. This is where the northern lights dance across winter skies, and where moose outnumber traffic lights. For decades, Aroostook was known for potato farming, at one point producing more potatoes than any county in the nation. Today, it's quietly becoming known for something else: the cheapest land in the entire Northeast. But here's what makes Aroostook genuinely compelling. The median price per acre hovers between $2,700 and $6,800. A fraction of what land costs just a few hours south in Massachusetts or Connecticut. 11-acre parcels are listing for $17,500. That's roughly $1,590 per acre for buildable land in a state known for quality of life. The opportunities run deeper than raw acreage. Farmland averages just $3,715 per acre, while recreational timber tracts often dip below $2,000. The county hosts one of America's premier ATV and snowmobile trail networks. The ITS system spans hundreds of maintained miles, drawing thousands of recreation enthusiasts every winter and summer. Property taxes remain modest. The median home price sits at just $131,700, lower than most American cities. And for buyers seeking genuine four-season living with world-class hunting, fishing, and outdoor access, Aroostook delivers at prices that seem almost anachronistic compared to the rest of the eastern seaboard. The trade-off? Winter. Significant snow and cold temperatures define life here from November through April. The county sits 4 hours from Bangor and over 6 hours from Boston. This isn't a suburb. It's a commitment to rural living. But for Northeast buyers who've watched land prices soar everywhere else, Aroostook County represents something rare: genuine opportunity in a region where affordable acreage has essentially vanished. Number 9. Comanche County, Kansas. Comanche County, Kansas, the heart of America's Great Plains, rolling prairie stretching to every horizon. Fewer than 2,000 people spread across 1,000 square miles of big sky country. This is land that has fed America for over a century. Land where generations of farmers built lives from nothing but hard work and fertile soil. And in 2025, it remains astonishingly affordable. But the numbers tell a story most buyers have never heard. Pasture land in Comanche County averages just $2,150 per acre. Buildable parcels with road frontage run $3,000 to $5,000 per acre, roughly what a single parking space costs in downtown Manhattan. The real opportunity lies in what's already there. A recent 160-acre listing featured an existing solar-powered water well and electricity at the road front. That kind of infrastructure on remote land can save buyers $20,000 to $40,000 in development costs. The county falls within Kansas Hunting Unit 16, renowned for trophy white-tailed deer, pheasant, and quail populations. Kansas rural opportunity zones sweeten the deal further. Residents moving to designated rural counties may qualify for state student loan repayment assistance and income tax waivers. The state actively wants people to move here and is willing to pay for it. Coldwater, the county seat, has about 700 residents. Dodge City sits 60 miles away. Wichita is a 2.5-hour drive. This is genuine Great Plains solitude at prices that have barely changed in decades. For hunters seeking dedicated retreat land, for remote workers willing to embrace wide open spaces, Comanche County offers extraordinary per-acre value with improving infrastructure options. The population may be small, but the opportunity is significant. Number 8. Shannon County, Missouri. Shannon County, Missouri, where the Ozark Mountains meet some of America's most pristine river systems. The Current River, Jack's Fork, 11 Point. These aren't just waterways. They're national treasures, protected as Ozark National Scenic Riverways. This region draws hundreds of thousands of visitors each year for world-class floating, fishing, and kayaking. The Mark Twain National Forest wraps around the county, adding over 1.5 million acres of adjacent public land. Elk have been reintroduced nearby. Deer and turkey populations thrive. But Shannon County offers something most cheap land markets don't: infrastructure. And that changes everything. Parcels here range from $3,300 to $6,700 per acre, depending on improvements. That's not the cheapest on this list, but many properties include something invaluable: city water, sewer, and electricity connections already in place. A 4.66-acre parcel with full city utilities recently listed around $35,000. A 15-acre property with paved road access came in at $59,500. Compare that to truly remote land, where well drilling alone costs $15,000 to $30,000, and septic systems add another $10,000 or more. The county seat of Eminence has only 600 residents, but it's become a hub for float trip tourism. That seasonal economy creates opportunity for vacation rentals, small businesses, and land investment tied to growing recreational demand. Property taxes rank exceptionally low at 0.43%, less than half the national average. For buyers seeking affordable land that's actually ready to build on, Shannon County provides the best infrastructure-to-price ratio on this entire countdown. You're not just buying dirt, you're buying a shortcut to livability. If you're finding this breakdown valuable, tap subscribe to FinEco Insider for more deep dives into housing markets most people never hear about. We tell you the truth, not the sales pitch. Now let's continue. Number 7. Eastern Kentucky Appalachian Counties. Eastern Kentucky, the heart of Appalachia, a landscape of ancient mountains, winding hollows, and some of the most affordable land anywhere east of the Mississippi. Clay County, Owsley County, Wolfe County, Breathitt County, Martin County. These names don't make national headlines. They don't appear in real estate investment newsletters. But they hold something increasingly rare in America: mountain property at prices working families can actually afford. But here's where Kentucky stands apart. The statewide average for land sits at just $4,850 per acre, compared to $14,000 in neighboring Tennessee. Eastern mountain counties often dip below $3,000 per acre for buildable parcels. 5-acre wooded lots typically list for $15,000 to $25,000. 20-acre recreational tracts command $50,000 to $100,000. These aren't theoretical numbers pulled from overpriced listings. This is what land actually sells for in 2025. The recreational assets rival anywhere in Appalachia. The Daniel Boone National Forest spans much of the region, providing millions of acres of adjacent public land for hunting, hiking, and fishing. Red River Gorge, just an hour's drive from many cheap counties, delivers world-class rock climbing and natural beauty that draws visitors from across the globe. Kentucky's reintroduced elk herd now numbers over 10,000 animals, the largest east of the Mississippi. Hunting and wildlife viewing create genuine tourism potential for landowners. Infrastructure varies dramatically by location. Main highways offer power and water access, while remote hollows require full off-grid development. The terrain increases construction costs. This is mountain land, not flat prairie. But for buyers seeking genuine Appalachian property within driving distance of Lexington's services and amenities, Eastern Kentucky delivers opportunity at prices that have largely disappeared from the broader market. Lexington sits just 2 hours west. That's close enough for periodic trips while living somewhere the land is still affordable. Number 6. Cheyenne County, Kansas. Cheyenne County, Kansas, the state's northwest corner, a place so remote that fewer than 3 people occupy each square mile. A place where the horizon stretches unbroken in every direction, and the night sky blazes with stars you can't see from anywhere urban. This is classic Great Plains homesteading territory, the kind of land that drew settlers westward 150 years ago. And in 2025, it remains among the cheapest buildable land in the entire country. But the pricing defies what most Americans expect to pay for property. Pasture land averages $500 to $1,500 per acre. Improved lots with road access run $1,500 to $3,000 per acre. These aren't typos. This is what vacant land actually costs in rural northwest Kansas. The county seat of St. Francis has roughly 1,300 residents. Bird City, the only other town of note, adds a few hundred more. Denver sits 280 miles to the west. Kansas City lies 350 miles east. This is genuinely remote. And that remoteness is precisely why land remains so affordable. Kansas rural opportunity zones apply here too, offering potential student loan assistance and tax incentives for new residents. The wheat farming economy creates peaceful agricultural landscapes. Property taxes rank among the state's lowest. Something interesting happened during 2020 through 2022. Cheyenne County saw a 2% population increase after decades of decline. Remote workers discovered that broadband internet plus cheap land equals a lifestyle option that didn't exist a generation ago. For those seeking absolute solitude, minimal restrictions, and rock-bottom prices, Cheyenne County delivers. This isn't land for everyone. It's land for people who know exactly what they want. And what they want is space, silence, and ownership at prices that seem almost impossible in modern America. Number 5. McDowell County, West Virginia. McDowell County, West Virginia, once the heart of American coal country, a place that powered the nation's industrial revolution and built entire communities around mines that operated around the clock. In 1950, nearly 99,000 people lived here. Today, that number has fallen below 17,000. The coal industry's collapse left behind economic devastation, but also something unexpected: the cheapest land in Eastern America. But the opportunity emerging from that history is remarkable. Large parcels in McDowell County sell for $993 to $1,926 per acre. A 56-acre property recently listed at just $19,900, roughly $355 per acre for genuine Appalachian mountain land. Property taxes rank among West Virginia's lowest, at a 0.57% effective rate. The statewide median annual property tax bill runs under $900, the lowest in the nation. The Hatfield-McCoy Trail system has transformed the region's prospects. This 700-mile-plus ATV trail network draws thousands of recreational visitors annually, spurring new tourism investment in a region that once relied solely on coal extraction. Hunting remains exceptional. Abundant white-tailed deer, wild turkey, and black bear populations make this prime recreational territory. The challenges are real. A 30.9% poverty rate and 14.9% unemployment reflect decades of economic restructuring. Limited broadband access and food desert designation present genuine lifestyle considerations. This isn't an easy place to live. But for remote workers, retirees seeking low-cost property, or those building recreational retreats, McDowell County offers extraordinary value within 5 hours of Washington, D.C. The land is stunning, The prices are unmatched anywhere east of the Mississippi. And a new economy, built on trails, tourism, and remote work, is slowly taking shape. Want to stay informed on where opportunity still exists in American real estate? Subscribe to FinEco Insider right now. We dig into the data so you don't have to. Let's keep going, we're halfway through. Number 4. Luna County, New Mexico. Luna County, New Mexico, where the Chihuahuan Desert meets the Florida mountains. A landscape of endless sky, 300-plus days of annual sunshine, and some of the most permissive land use policies anywhere in America. New Mexico consistently ranks among the cheapest states for vacant land, and Luna County delivers exceptional value even by those standards. The average listing price for budget parcels sits at just $4,381, with per-acre pricing averaging around $1,420. But the entry-level opportunities are what grab attention. Half-acre lots sell for $1,096 to $1,875. Full-acre parcels command $3,997 to $5,000. Many sellers advertise owner financing with monthly payments of just $42 to $109, essentially a streaming subscription for land ownership. The county seat of Deming sits along Interstate 10, placing Las Cruces 60 miles east and El Paso within a 3-hour drive. This isn't completely isolated desert. It's affordable desert, with actual access to metropolitan services when needed. Unrestricted zoning on many parcels permits mobile homes, tiny homes, RVs, and conventional construction without bureaucratic approval processes. For builders who want freedom to develop on their own terms, Luna County removes most of the red tape that bogs down construction elsewhere. Property taxes run approximately 0.72%, among the lowest nationally. The sunshine creates ideal conditions for solar power generation, potentially eliminating utility costs entirely for off-grid development. The primary consideration? Water. Well depths vary from 100 to 400 feet, depending on precise location, and drilling costs add significantly to development budgets. But for buyers willing to plan carefully, Luna County offers desert homesteading at prices that seem almost vintage compared to modern real estate markets. California and Texas transplants have discovered these communities in growing numbers. What they're finding is space, sunshine, and freedom at prices their home states haven't offered in decades. Number 3. Costilla County, Colorado. Costilla County, Colorado, the San Luis Valley, a high-altitude basin ringed by 14,000-foot peaks, where the Great Sand Dunes rise against the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, and the night sky qualifies as a certified dark sky sanctuary. Colorado real estate has become synonymous with unaffordable. Denver suburbs, mountain resort towns, front-range communities, prices have soared across nearly every market in the state. But Costilla County exists as an anomaly, a pocket of genuinely affordable land in one of America's most expensive states. But the numbers reveal a different Colorado. Average pricing here runs $1,300 to $3,500 per acre, a fraction of what land costs just hours north on the Front Range. 5-acre parcels commonly list between $7,499 and $12,499. Owner financing terms start at $129 to $166 monthly. The county seat of San Luis holds distinction as Colorado's oldest town, founded under Spanish land grants. Great Sand Dunes National Park lies just 22.5 miles away. The Rio Grande River provides fishing access. Denver is 2.5 hours north. Albuquerque sits an hour and a half south. For buyers seeking genuine Rocky Mountain scenery, views of 14,345-foot Blanca Peak, alpine meadows, and that famous Colorado Light, Costilla County delivers at prices that existed decades ago. The trade-offs are significant. Elevations range from 7,500 to 9,000 feet, bringing harsh winters, short growing seasons, and thin air that affects some newcomers. Colorado's complex water rights laws require careful research before purchasing. Most properties need solar power, cistern water collection, and septic systems. But the stunning alpine scenery, combined with prices that seem almost impossible for Colorado, creates genuine opportunity. This is mountain living for people who thought they'd been priced out of the state entirely. Number 2. Brewster County, Texas. Brewster County, Texas, the largest county by land area in the state. 6,193 square miles of Chihuahuan desert terrain, dramatic mountain ranges, and some of the darkest skies remaining in the continental United States. Big Bend National Park anchors the county's southern reaches, drawing over 400,000 visitors annually to its canyons, hot springs, and wilderness. The artistic communities of Terlingua and Marfa have transformed from abandoned ghost towns into cultural destinations that attract tourists seeking something authentic. But Brewster County's real story is land pricing that hasn't caught up with its rising reputation. Small tract pricing ranges from $450 to $1,200 per acre. 20-acre parcels commonly list between $16,699 and $24,900. Adjacent Presidio County offers 10-acre tracts starting at just $4,600 total, $460 per acre for buildable desert land. The town of Alpine provides essential services and houses Sul Ross State University, creating stable employment in an otherwise remote region. That university presence brings young residents and cultural programming that most rural communities lack entirely. No permits are required in most unincorporated areas, and alternative construction methods thrive in the desert climate. Adobe, earth-sheltered homes, and off-grid designs all work here. Property owners report strong Airbnb and vacation rental performance near Big Bend, creating income potential alongside land appreciation. The primary challenge remains distance. Alpine sits 4+ hours from major cities like El Paso or Midland. This is remote Texas, beautifully, dramatically remote. But for buyers seeking desert land with tourism upside, world-class dark sky stargazing, and proximity to one of America's most underrated national parks, Brewster County offers remarkable value. The word is spreading about this region. Prices are unlikely to stay this low forever. If you've made it this far, do yourself a favor. Like this video and subscribe to FinEco Insider. We dig past the hype to deliver real data and real value, so you can make smarter decisions about property ownership. Now let's get to number 1. Number 1. Hudspeth County, Texas. This is it, the lowest per-acre land pricing in the continental United States for buildable parcels with road access. The final frontier of affordable American land ownership. Hudspeth County sprawls across 4,571 square miles of far west Texas, the state's third-largest county by land area. Yet only 3,300 people live here. That's roughly one person for every 1.4 square miles. Space, in the truest sense of the word, still exists in Hudspeth County. But the pricing demands attention. The median price per acre runs just $895, according to Land.com data. 10-acre tracts commonly list at $7,266 to $12,374, translating to $726 to $1,237 per acre. 20-acre parcels sell for $13,900 to $32,800. Buyers seeking starter lots can find 0.14-acre parcels beginning at $3,498. Property taxes run approximately $75 annually on typical parcels. Not $750, not $7,500, $75 per year. The county seat of Sierra Blanca sits 85 miles east of El Paso, providing access to an 800,000-person metro area within 90 minutes. Interstate 10 bisects the county, ensuring reliable vehicle access. The Franklin Mountains and Sierra Blanca Range provide striking desert vistas that rival anything in the Southwest. No zoning restrictions apply to most parcels. RVs, mobile homes, manufactured housing, and site-built construction are all permitted without bureaucratic hurdles. For builders and homesteaders who want complete freedom to develop property on their own terms, Hudspeth County delivers what most American jurisdictions have regulated away. Infrastructure represents the primary investment beyond land purchase. Municipal water doesn't extend outside small towns, requiring well drilling at $15,000 to $30,000, depending on depth. Septic systems add another $5,000 to $15,000. Internet relies on satellite services like Starlink. However, Power lines run along major roads, and many parcels already have electricity available at the property line. When a single acre in Silicon Valley costs $1.75 million and 10 acres in Hudspeth County costs under $10,000, we're not talking about a price difference. We're talking about parallel universes of real estate economics. For buyers who've watched property ownership slip further out of reach every year, for remote workers who can live anywhere, for retirees seeking low-cost land, for dreamers who want to build something from scratch, Hudspeth County represents the clearest path to land ownership remaining in America. The desert isn't for everyone. The remoteness requires adaptation. But the opportunity is real, documented, and available right now. And across the country, something profound is shifting. A quiet recalibration is reshaping who can own land in America, and where. For the first time in a generation, remote work has untethered millions of Americans from geographic constraints. Over 42% of employees now work remotely at least part-time. They can live anywhere, and increasingly, anywhere means places like these, where land costs what it did decades ago, and ownership remains within reach. The 10 locations we've profiled today span deserts and mountains, prairies and forests. They range from under $500 per acre to under $7,000 per acre. Every one of them offers buildable parcels at prices that have essentially vanished from coastal and suburban America. Young buyers face the tightest housing market in modern history. Gen Z homeownership sits at just 26%. Monthly payments have climbed to $2,800. The traditional path to property ownership has closed for millions of Americans. But the alternative path remains open. Vacant land at prices that transform property ownership from distant fantasy to practical reality. You've been watching FinEco Insider, your home for honest, data-driven analysis of housing and land markets across America. If this breakdown opened your eyes to opportunities you didn't know existed, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs to see it. Because what's happening in America's affordable land markets isn't just a real estate story. It's a story about who gets to own property in this country and who gets left behind. The numbers tell the story. And as always, we'll keep telling it.